Good morning, everyone. The Delaware County Commission meeting for April 19, 2018 is now in session. Would you stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Again, good morning. Introduce the people up here at the front. To my right is Commissioner Barb Lewis, Vice President. To my left is fellow Commissioner Jeff Benton, our County Administrator, Mike Fromer, and Sarah DeNova, our clerk for today. Would you begin?
Resolution number 18-426, in the matter of approving the electronic record of the proceeding from regular meeting held April 16, 2018.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. Discussion. Vote.
Vote on motion 18-426. Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
We have no public or elected comment this morning. Resolution number 18-427, in the matter of approving purchase orders, then and now certificates and payments of warrants of batch number CMA PR 0418.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. Discussion. Vote.
Vote on motion 18-427. Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Resolution number 18-428, in the matter of approving travel expense requests.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. Discussion. Vote.
Vote on motion 18-428. Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill? Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Resolution number 18-429, in the matter of accepting the Treasurer's report for the month of March 2018.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. Discussion. Vote.
Vote on motion 18-429. Mr. Merrill? Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Resolution number 18-430, in the matter of approving an agreement accepting a donation of Narcan from Cardinal Health.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. Discussion.
Good morning, Commissioners. Eric Burgess, EMS. This resolution before you this morning is to enter into an agreement with Cardinal Health as part of their opioid action program. It's a grant to receive 84 doses of naloxone for us to use, and at this time we would recommend your approval.
Do you have an estimate of the value of this, Eric?
Somewhere in the ballpark of $3,000. Just as an example, we pay about $36 a dose for 2 milligrams of Narcan. 10 years ago, we paid less than $2 a dose. So very beneficial to help offset some of that cost for us.
Unfortunately, you need a lot of it.
Correct.
Now, how long will this amount last? Will it last you for 6 months?
We issued 63 doses from January of 2017 until this morning, so that's approximately 18 months. So hopefully we'll get 2 years out of it. So.
Okay. Any other questions or comments? Vote.
Vote on motion 18-430. Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Thank you.
Resolution number 18-431, in the matter of the retirement of police dog Lacey.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. Discussion.
Good morning, Commissioner. Scott Vance, Captain, Sheriff's Office. I know the last time I stood here without a dog, I was reminded of it, so we have a dog. This is Lacey, her handler, Scott Gaines, and he's got his family. I'll let him introduce them. Just some real quick information about Lacey and Scott. Lacey was donated to this office actually in 2015. However, Scott was working with her well before that. In 2014, Scott handled her for 832 Canines. It's a Deputy Dogs Foundation, which is where we've obtained a couple other bloodhounds previously to that. Scott and Lacey have worked several high-profile cases with the FBI, to include the Sarah Jorgen kidnapping back in 2016, a Louisiana abduction of a child, a Florida missing child. We sent him to Alaska with Lacey, where he tracked Lacey for a family of 6 that had came up missing. And then he was also sent to Washington as part of a child abduction. Lacey put in a lot of hard work for us. Scott's been with her on all of it. Medically, she's time to retire. She's got some hip dysplasia and a little heart murmur, so Scott's going to take a little extra care of her at home with your approval today. As such, her last day of work was actually the 13th. I think you've seen a nice picture of Scott giving her an ice cream cone, right? 15th is her official day. I would like to give Scott an opportunity to address you and tell you a little bit about 832. I know it was a foundation near and dear to his heart and what brought Canine Lacey to us. And was it Mac?
Yes.
And Mac. So, Scott?
Thank you. 832 Deputy Dogs, or the Cody Snodgrass Memorial Foundation, started with Duke and Angie Snodgrass. Their son was killed tragically in a car accident, and he was a bloodhound in the state of Florida. They took his partner and his life insurance policy and started this organization where they breed and train bloodhounds and donate them all around the United States to law enforcement in hopes to bring in missing and lost exploited children home. We've been very fortunate, this county's been very fortunate, and the citizens to be partners with 832, and because of that, they've probably saved this county around $30,000 just in the dogs alone. Lacey's going to be our last dog from 832. Mac was our first one, and Emmy was our second one, our second one, and then Lacey's our third. So I can't tell you how many, just because of this organization and the Sheriff's Office allowing us and the commissioners to have a bloodhound in the community, how many lives it's saved, not only in our community, but communities around Ohio and the United States. Hopefully, down the road, there'll be some more interest in maybe another handler that would want to take on a position, and we'll get another bloodhound. Again, thank you for your time.
Just real quick in closing, while it might be bittersweet for Scott and Lacey, who's retiring, I'd like to also take the moment to congratulate Scott. It's going to be our next school resource officer. So one chapter is closing, and he's opening up another new one to work with kids.
Scott, would you like to introduce your family?
I'm sorry, Dad. This is my uncle Gary, my Aunt Marlene. This is my dad, Bob Gaines, my sister, Robin, my daughter, Audrey, and my wife should be here momentarily. I'm sorry? The minute we finish. Yeah.
No, it's
Good. With that, I'll open up for comments from the commissioners. Commissioner Benton?
Gosh, just thank you, Lacey. And you're going to a good home. I'm sure it really looks like they'll take really good care of her.
Yes.
She's earned it. So again, it's been great that she was such a help over the years. So thanks for all that she and you have done.
Thank you so much, Scott. And I'm just very happy that Lacey can be retired to such a wonderful, loving home. That makes it all worthwhile, and she's got plenty of spunk there. So. Oh, really? Oh, really? Oh, my gosh. But thank you so much.
It looks like your daughter's pretty proud of her. I mean, big smile. So, I didn't realize how well traveled.
I didn't either.
That's impressive. I've not been to Alaska, so.
She's got a lot of air miles on her.
Anyway, it's fantastic, and it's great that you're willing to, I'm not sure what the right word is, we'll say adopt, bring her into your home. And being a dog lover myself, I know what a dog means, and in this case, it's very special because of the background of Lacey. So thank you very much, and Lacey, thank you for your service.
Thank you for coming in, too.
So, with that, was there a photo op for this or not? I don't.
Sure.
Do we want to vote before
Yes,
voting
definitely.
on?
Yeah.
the retirement of Lacey?
Yeah, we have to
Vote on motion 8-431. Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
That story is blown up. It's her harness.
Smell my cat?
You know you're going to get staged, right?
Yeah, no, get them looking at you.
Lacey. Hi, Lacey. Okay,
I'm good. Thank
Okay, now you help me wrangle the dog. Oh, all right, Lacey.
Should come hang out with us today.
You know, the only comment I'll have is when we learned that we were going to be doing this day, a number of people said, "Was Lacey coming?" So is Lacey going to be here? Everybody wanted to know that. So
That's right.
I think we're ready to proceed.
Resolution number 18-432, in the matter of approving the sanitary sewer improvement plans for Scioto Ridge Crossing, Section 3.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made in second. Discussion?
Morning, Commissioners. Tiffany Mag with the Regional Sewer District. This is a subdivision that's located off of South Section Line Road, just south of Clarkshaw. There's 32 homes in this phase, and we request your approval of the plans.
Tiffany, do you have any animals with you?
I don't. I cleared the room, though, right?
Kind of boring.
Yes, sewers always follow up the good stuff, so.
Yeah.
Any questions or comments? Vote.
Vote on motion 18-432. Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Resolution number 18-433, in the matter of approving the sanitary sewer subdividers agreement for the park at Salem Scene Phase 1.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. Discussion?
This is a standard subdividers agreement for a park that Powell is putting in. It's going to include a concession building and some seasonal restroom facilities. So recommend your approval.
Questions or comments? Vote.
Vote on motion 18-433. Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Thank you,
Brings us
Tiffany.
to administrative reports.
Morning, Commissioners. Had the opportunity, along with Bob Lamb and Jenna Jackson, and Chris Bowserman, George Keitza, and some others from the Delaware County business area to attend the presentation by Bill Fruth yesterday from Polycom at Ohio Wesleyan. He spoke for 2 hours, and we kept him for another half hour because the conversation was really exciting. His insight was very important, and I think that there were a lot of takeaways. You know, as you would imagine, the economic profile in Delaware County right now is very strong when you look at the metrics. His analysis is that everything funnels into a bucket and how much is just leaving your economy, you know, going in other directions. So it was really interesting. You know, my takeaways are that even though the snapshot is very bright right now, we do have a very large employer in the county, one employer that, so we could be susceptible if that employer were to move or something like that. That was very interesting when you look at all the charts back in, I never knew when they located the county, or located within the county, but you can tell when you look at the graphs, it's the 2001, 2002 time frame, or when they hired most of their people. Also, we're, you know, very reliant on retail and the restaurant, which can be cyclical depending on how growth patterns are, and over time, you know, maybe not long-standing. So, you know, he really encouraged us during our time now to reinvest in some, you know, to figure out a way to invest in creating employment centers, I think was the vernacular, and also, you know, it's really challenging to get industrial manufacturing technology sites because you have to hold on to them longer till they develop versus housing and other property. So very insightful. I thought he was an excellent speaker. He was the mayor of Tiffin, Ohio back in the early 80s and shared some really interesting stories from his time. He left Tiffin to go to Florida, and he hasn't been back since. So, and he bragged about never having to pay income tax now in Florida. So anyway, But no, I thought he was a great speaker and really drove a lot of points home, so.
Commissioner Lewis?
I met this week with the head of the Ohio School Boards Association. He represents 714 school boards in the state of Ohio. There's only one school board, and that was in Mechanicsburg, that they don't represent. So he wasn't quite sure why. But anyway, and also with Administrator Ken Wilson of Franklin County and Commissioner John O'Grady. And Commissioner O'Grady and I will be meeting with the board of the County Commissioners Association of Ohio, because what we're going to be discussing is how the counties could take a collaborative and a leadership role in helping schools with school safety. So I know Commissioner Merrill is on that board, so I'll be seeing you tomorrow.
Look forward to your presentation.
Thank you. And that's all. It was a very productive meeting.
That meeting is tomorrow?
Yes, at CCAO, right, just the board. It's at 10 o'clock.
Okay, because I've got a finance and taxation meeting at 1 at CCAO. I didn't think they were part of that.
Oh, okay, right, yeah. And that's it.
Very good. Mr. Penn?
Really just a couple things. I mentioned the CCAO Taxation and Finance Committee meeting. We were talking about a number of state policy initiatives and other, budgeting and those sorts of things that are going on across the state with the various counties. We got Morpsey State of the Region lunch today. Had a Records Commission meeting yesterday, and just want to commend Chris Shaw and her team. They continue to do excellent work, and then we've got, then yesterday was, the community enhancement grants almost the whole day, and a lot of really good organizations doing good things, asking for help and specific projects and so on. So very, very interesting and very good that so many groups are doing such good things. That's all I got.
You know, I have 3 things written down here, and they've all 3 been mentioned, so I'm not going to be redundant. So I have nothing today. We do not have need for executive session, so with that, we are adjourned.
Slap on the
That's right.